Welcome back to the channel. DMD is your host. I'm here to show you guys the difference between a TSL60 and a DSL-H. Let's check them out. Alright, for today's setup, I actually have an attenuator hooked up to both of these through my amp selector. So we'll be able to push these guys and get that sweet spot that we like for tube. So doing that, I hope to get the best out of both. So we're going to go through each of these. We're going to go through the cleans, we're going to go through the crunch, we're going to go through the leads. Now keep in mind, I do have all of these settings, all the EQ stuff set to noon. One thing about the TSL has a clean here, and then the crunch and a lead. For the DSL, we got a clean here, but it also switches over to kind of a crunch, and then we have two leads. So we have a little bit more to compare with on the DSL than on the TSL. So let's go ahead and try this out. So right now we're going to be on the TSL and we're going to try this clean out. All right, let's check it out. All right, cool. Let's check out the DSL. All right, I feel like the DSL has a little bit more of like a chimey sound, where the TSL has a little bit of a darker tone to it. And I would expect that across the board for the TSL compared to the DSL. So let's keep going. So right now we're going to go back to TSL. Let's go ahead and boost the gain on the clean, and we'll do the same for the DSL as well. Bring that down just a little bit. A little bit of break up there. Not AC/DC territory yet. So not quite there yet. So let's go ahead and go over to the DSL. Let's bring the volume back down and pump the gain on that. Okay, that sounds nice. I already can tell that there's more gain on this side. So since we're there, let's go ahead and compare reverb. All right, this is the reverb here. All right, so the TSL, let's see the reverb here at noon. There's a little more reverb. It's different on TSL. Back to DSL. I feel like I like the DSLs better. The TSL still has that dark tone to it. Or let's actually go over to the crunch channel here. So let's go over, let's switch that over. Here we go. Now we're on the crunch on the TSL. that's a nice one. I like that a lot. Now live, that would sound really good. Like usually the darker toned amps, and you know, it really depends on the speaker that you get for this stuff too. Right now we're playing through a triple X, through the PV. I'm digging the way that one sounds. All right, let's go over to the DSL. Let's take the clean channel and push that over to the crunch on the clean. So we're gonna do that by pushing this button here. All right, go back. All right, the crunch channel on the TSL has a little more gain to it. Now, mind you that we are using the clean channel and pushing the crunch channel on the clean channel. So, a little bit of a difference there. Nevertheless, the TSL's crunch sounds great. All right, so let's go back to our DSL. Just sounds like a cleaner kind of gain here. All right, let's cut the reverbs off, and we're going to go ahead and go over to the middle portion. All right, so we're going to go ahead and switch over to the TSL again. Switch over to the lead channel and see what that sounds like. And this one I have probably about like, I don't know, 2 o'clock for the gain. I'm not gonna do that. Anyways, so what we got? That still doesn't have as much gain as I typically would like. And it just sounds like it needs some tightening up. Now, we do have an overdrive we're gonna test. We got a SoulFood overdrive that we're going to try it out, and we're going to push this because the SoulFood definitely has that transparent kind of gain push, and a bunch of YouTubers have talked about it. I've tried it out. I've found it for myself to be super transparent, so we're going to use that to push this channel. But before we're going to do that, we're actually going to push the gain and see what we can get out. All the way up. Hate that. So let's actually go over to the DSL before we start messing with the EQ. So let's compare that. All right, let's go over to lead channel. And right now we're on lead 1. And we're at the same gain stage as the TSL, which is around 2 o'clock. All right, I can already tell that this is more of a modern style sound. And everyone said it. This has more of a classic kind of darker tone, and this one has much more of a modern sound. Yeah, so I'm digging this one just because of my style. You know, I play, you know, more metal style, and you know, I need the intricate, articulate riffing and trim picking. I feel like it's a little more percussive, where this one is a little more flubby, I guess you could say. But that's not totally a bad thing for everything. You know, for my style, I'd probably want the more modern style, which people have been ranting and raving about these things, and yeah, I agree with them. So, awesome. So let's go back to TSL. And now this is actually with the gain all the way up. All right, DSL. This is at the gain as 2. It just sounds clearer. Now let's actually push the gain on this one. All right, so the gain's all the way up on this one now. All right, so the question is, would I need an overdrive with this channel on the DSL? I don't think so. I mean, this is kind of like that, where it kind of takes away from your sound. So that pushed all the way sounds pretty good to me. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and mess with the EQ and see what we can get out of both of these. So let's go ahead and mess with the TSL first. Bring up the mids. Let's see, bring up some treble. A little more presence. I'm happy with that. There is a deep switch, so let's go ahead and engage it. And for the lead channel, for that to be usable, I really have to cut the bass on that. And without it, I have to push the bass all the way up. Okay, sounds pretty good. All right, so let's go back to DSL. More bass, pull the middle back, give more some treble. More presence, more resonance. Let's actually bring up the volume just a little bit to match the TSL at the moment. All right, TSL. Those sound pretty close together. The DSL still has that modern touch to it. All right, cool. Now we're going to do lead 2 on the DSL. So, all right, well, we already have the button pushed here, and we're going to do it at 2 o'clock and see what that sounds like. A little more resonance. Maybe a little more presence. A little more mids. It's starting to get a little muddy on lead 2 there at 2 o'clock. I would probably bring that back a little bit just to see if we can get more percussive feel to it. Try that. Let's see, it's at noon. Now that sounds better. I like that. All right, let's compare it to the TSL. They sound really similar at this point. And I guess that's the way I would dial this in, you know? I'm going for the same kind of sound that I like. So I guess I kind of achieved what I like between them. So the TSL, 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 TSL. All right, now that's cool. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take the SoulFood overdrive, the transparent overdrive, and we're going to push these two and see how they do. Let's give it a shot. All right, so first we're going to use the TSL. We're going to kick it in. All right, so let's see what we got. Now, I would actually bring the gain back down. That sounds pretty cool. It sounds a little muddy. Let's see if we can fix that by killing some of this bass here. Bringing up the mids. Let's bring up the presence a little bit too. That's a little too high. Let's try to give this little shifty button a shot. Let's see what that's like. No! Let's not do that shift button. Okay, I like that. So now we're going to go over to DSL on the same settings. Actually, let's cut it back to lead 1, and we're at noon with the gain here. So overdrive is on. All right, that sounds great. I really like that. Okay, that is really percussive and just face melting, I guess. So I really like the DSL with this overdrive. Let's go back to the TSL. Man, that's actually hard to decide. Let's see if we can mess with this. Whoa, the DSL is pushing some meat out, dude. So let's go back to the TSL. And the TSL now just sounds a lot more mid-forward. And there it is again, the modern sound. All right, hope you guys like this. I just wanted to go through and show you guys what these sound like compared to each other. And I think if you like the modern sound, go for the DSL. But if you want that just darker tone and classical rock sound, go for the TSL. And it sounds great with the boosted, you boosting it with a pedal. So if you do that, you can get some great metal tones out of it. So just one more time. And then the DSL. DMD out.